Hello everyone, this is Ishtiaq Hussain with the Computer Science Department at the Pennsylvania State University at Abington. This work is also collaborated by Nazia Hussain. She is an assistant professor of English with the State University of Bangladesh. Now our work, we wish we could come and present it ourselves, but due to the coronavirus, we had to cancel our trip and we are making this video to explain our work. Let me just jump into the main topic. So we used RateMyProfessor.com to gather or capture students' feedback for the top 20 US and Canadian university for English professors. So let's talk about what and why RateMyProfessor.com. So those of you who do not know what RateMyProfessor.com is, it's a free online website that solicits anonymous students' feedbacks for professors here in the US, Canada, and United Kingdom. And from the website, it's stated that there are more than 19 million students ratings for over more than 1.7 million instructors here in the US, Canada, and United Kingdom. Ranges from more than 7,500 schools. And RateMyProfessor.com website enjoys monthly almost 4 million user visits. It's a very popular website that has a lot of data available for courses and instructors, and students actually use it heavily before they choose or pick a course in the next semester. And now the question is, why RateMyProfessor.com? Why not some other platforms out there? This is because mainly two reasons. Number one, as I said, RateMyProfessor.com data is available, and institutional ACTs or student evaluation of teaching, these are semi-private. Each year in the US, students provide these feedback for their courses and instructors, but these feedback, comments, and scores are only visible to the instructor or to the department head or the dean, but not collectively. We do not know what students are saying about other professors in the same department. Now, RateMyProfessor.com allows you to see anyone's data out there, and it's anonymous. There is no social pressure, and students actually write very good criticism and provide good feedback for improvement. And the second reason is that RateMyProfessor.com is actually used in many previous studies and research works as a target. So it's been heavily used, and we will see that there are some criticisms against RateMyProfessor, as well as some studies showing the relevance of RateMyProfessor.com data with the formal institutional ACT data. Now, let's actually see a quick demo on how RateMyProfessor.com works to give a better idea of what we did in this work. So let me just open this RateMyProfessor.com website. Once we are there, let's say we want to see how University of Hawaii at Hilo professors of English are doing. So if we search University of Hawaii at Hilo, and then we can select the department. So let's say we select English. Once English is selected, we can sort them by highest rated professors. And you see, it shows you these professors who enjoy from 9 student reviews and has this professor in particular have 9 student reviews with a overall rating score of 4.9 out of 5. So he or she is a very popular professor. And interestingly, our conference chair, Professor Francisco Dumanig, is also there listed with a 24 student ratings and an overall score of 4.3 out of 5. Now, if we dig into deeper about Professor Francisco, we see that students make different comments about his courses. For example, this student on August 19th of 2019 said his course English 225 is an awesome one, and that particular student actually picked 3 tags for the course, that Professor Dumanig is accessible outside the class, he has a clear grading criteria, and he provides lots of extra credit. And you see there are more such comments out there. So our idea was, let's grab all the data for popular English professors out there. And by popular, we mean the professors who have at least 10 reviews with a overall rating score of 3.5 or more out of 5.0 rating score. Okay, so once we gathered all the data, we could analyze them and get some insights on why and what students appreciate the most about the popular English professors. Now, before we go there, let's talk about some criticisms of RateMyProfessors and some studies showing otherwise. The first criticism that RateMyProfessor has is that it does not reflect the actual institutional formal student evaluation of teachings, or ACTs. Now, there are at least 2 studies that shows that RMP data actually has some relevance. For example, Kola-Darcy have analyzed 426 instructors in-class ACT data with RMP data and found significant correlation. Similarly, Sontag and his colleagues has reviewed 126 professors with their institutionally administered ACTs with RMP data and found preliminary support and validity of the evaluations that are available on RMP. Another criticism was RMP reviews sometimes have gender and attractive biases, which is true, but RMP from 2008 has removed its hotness index. Another very valid criticism of RMP data is that it's like consumer comments, okay? Like only the dissatisfied or very happy customers would go and write comments, which is also very true for RMP. You will see that it's either very good or very bad student feedback of a professor. Now, what we did is we only took the very satisfied or good student feedbacks. And again, our idea was to capture only the good reviews to see why popular professors are popular and what they do to make their classes so popular. And finally, as I said earlier, we took only those professors who have more than 10 reviews and 3.5 out of 5 rating score. And the reason is that RMP is open to everyone. Even a professor can go there and write a good review of himself or herself. So to avoid that, we chose this criteria of at least 10 reviews with 3.5 or more rating scores. Now, once we collected all this data, we actually had to build a web crawler, and we used Python to do that. So for example, our web crawler, the program that we wrote on Python, that goes into the website, searches for a university. For our case, it searched for the top 20 US and Canadian universities. And for each university, it then filtered out the professors who has at least 10 reviews and 3.5 or more rating score. Once it filtered out the professors, for each of them, it opened up that professor in a new window and captured all the data and downloaded them in a JSON or text file. Now here's how the data look like overall. Overall, we had for top 20 US and Canadian universities, more than 887 instructors who match our criteria. Again, the criteria is at least 10 reviews with 3.5 or more rating scores. And for those professors, a total number of 17,000 student comments with more than 14,000 tags out of 20 categories. And to explain the table a little bit, let's say, take this example, like Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or MIT, we did not find any professor of English that matched our criteria. Okay, but for Stanford University, for example, we had found 4 professors, English professors who match our criteria of 10 reviews or more than 3.5 rating scores. And for them, the second column shows what was their average rating score. So they enjoyed 4.2 out of 5 rating scores. And the number of ratings per instructor was around, in an average, 11. And the duration between the latest and the earliest student comments was in an average 10 years, okay? And the maximum number of rating a professor got out of these 4 was 13, and for that person, he or she actually had it in a 10-year period, and things like that. So as you can see on the bottom here, in an average, we found 37 instructors per university who has an average of 24 student reviews, and the reviews duration was around 11 years and more. So that tells us that these professors actually have years of teaching experience before they were actually very popular. So this is something, a takeaway point, that popularity or acceptance of your course to the students comes with experience. The more you teach, the more you can refine your course. It has a better chance of your course or you being popular among your students. And another interesting observation was that universities from Canada, they seem to have more professors that matched our criteria than the US universities. Now, when we downloaded all the tags and we counted them, tallied them, this is what we got. For the popular English instructors, the most common given tag was they provide good feedback, and they are caring, they're respected, participation matters in their classes, they're inspirational, and they make students read a lot, and they have very amazing lectures and also hilarious or funny. So as you can see that students appreciate the soft skills, or they appreciate humane side of their professors more than the class content. And on the other side, they do not appreciate if you have like too many papers or you have group projects in your class. These are the things that students seem to like less. Okay, we did the similar kind of thing out of curiosity for computer science professors, and this is what we found. You can see that they are different, but also the top thing that came out is that students appreciate the soft skills among professors regardless of their subject. Okay, this is just to show you side by side how the tags compare. On the left hand side is for computer science, on the right is for English professors. Now, we also did some sentiment analysis, and we saw that computer science students actually provide more feedback for their professors than English students do. But on the other hand, and by the way, this is shown in the left. This is for computer science, number of rating counts for per instructor. You can see the outliers here. On the right, it's the sentiment analysis, meaning we used a sentiment analysis tool called NLTK, and the reference is given there. That basically measures how happy a student was in their comment. And it seems like English students basically tend to vary a lot. There are many more happy students and also dissatisfied or less happy students from computer science. So the takeaway point from this slide is that we should be considerate about the fact that students' perspective and mentality, sentiment varies subject to subject. For a technical subject to a non-technical subject like English, it would vary, and we should be considerate about that as well when we design and teach our course. Now, finally, few very quick comments that we found. For example, technology use-wise, English students prefer that, interestingly, that professors upload their class material lecture notes online so that they are available offline for a later time. On the syllabus, it seemed like students appreciate if the syllabus is organized, but they also want some flexibility on the syllabus, and they seem to like it a lot. On the course evaluation side, as expected, students appreciate fair and thorough evaluations, as well as they appreciate if the evaluations are clearly, or the grading criteria rather, are clearly described in the syllabus. Okay. Now, finally, just wanted to let you guys know that the data that we captured is all available online. The links are given here. And the best thing about this data is that you can use a JSON online viewer to navigate through the data and try to find some interesting insight. So for example, let me just quickly show you one of the examples here. So for example, here I just uploaded the JSON file into the website, and you can see one by one out of this 887 English professors, their university name, the name, what their score was, how many students commented for them, what was the latest and what was the earliest comment, and what are the courses they teach, and what are the tags they provide for each of the professors, as well as the comments they make. So for this professor, there are 46 comments that students made for that particular professor. Also, it's searchable. So for example, if you want to know what students are talking about syllabus, you just type syllabus in the search box and you see there are 79 results that highlights the comments that has the syllabus word in it. That's how I actually captured the comments and put them in the in my slide. So hopefully this is helpful. Now, before I leave, I just want to make a quick comment. Our code to generate the graph and our Python web crawler is also available, but Python web crawler is very much sensitive, dependent on the RateMyProfessor website's design and style. So if that change, our web crawler might not work, and it might need significant code modification before it can actually capture the intended data. Okay, here are the references that I use in my talk. And finally, if you have any more questions, I'd be happy to answer them offline. And here are our contact details. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the conference. Stay safe, and talk to you soon. And hopefully we will meet next time in any future conference. Thank you.